Let me ask you something. What's the difference between misinformation and inconvenient truth? Because right now, California is facing a wildfire insurance crisis, and when I brought this up, someone accused me of disinformation. So let's settle this right now with facts. Here's one. Last year, 69% of State Farm policies in the Pacific Palisades, we're talking about 10 million, 40 million, even $75 million homes, were not renewed. Why? Because insurance companies were forced to take on properties in high-risk wildfire areas, and they said, no way, we're not here to lose money. And here's another fact. The Los Angeles fire chief admitted that budget cuts gutted brush clearance efforts, leaving thousands of homes even more vulnerable to fires. That's not misinformation, that's documented truth. But here's the thing. California's policies don't just punish insurance companies, they punish homeowners. Rates are skyrocketing. Companies are leaving, and those who stay are forced to charge so much more that people are canceling their insurance policies altogether. Now think about this. If you cancel your insurance policy because rates are too high, you're essentially gambling your entire future. Wildfires in California don't discriminate. They've destroyed homes worth tens of millions of dollars. Without insurance, you're not just rebuilding your house. You're paying out of pocket for everything. Temporary housing, replacing your belongings, legal costs, and rebuilding from scratch. But here's where it gets even crazier. California mandates that insurance companies insure high-risk areas, yet they're cutting the funding for the very programs, like brush abatement, to make those areas a lot safer. Does that make sense to you? Now, let's flip this. Imagine you've inherited an insurance company. It's been in your family for generations. All right, it's your legacy. Then California steps in and says, hey, you have to insure homes that are almost guaranteed to burn down. Are you going to stay there and lose money year after year? Are you a charity? Of course not. You're going to leave. And that's exactly what companies like State Farm and Allstate and even farmers are doing. This isn't about free speech or opinions. It's really about facts. And the fact is, California is creating a crisis for both businesses and for homeowners. Here's what needs to happen, guys. One, California needs to reinstate critical programs like brush clearance to reduce wildfire risk. Two, the state has to create incentives for insurers to stay instead of driving them out. Three, homeowners need to stop canceling their policies. Insurance is not a luxury, it's a safety net. Now, if we don't fix this, the crisis only gets worse. Fewer insurers mean higher rates. Higher rates mean fewer homeowners can actually afford coverage. And when disaster strikes, it won't be a misinformation or disinformation that destroys families. It'll be the lack of preparation. So let's talk about it. What's your take on California's wildfire insurance crisis? Have you been impacted? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video opened your eyes even a little bit, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because the truth is not misinformation or inconvenient. It's necessary.